your story is very inspirational, and I know you're an inspiration to many women maybe who are going through similar things who are watching this video. Now, I know you said you had to ask, you felt you needed to ask permission to tell this story from your kids. Why did you feel that way?
Because I'm not the only victim, they are victims themselves, and I have kept this a secret for like 2 decades because I didn't want people to look at them differently. And because they are victims, I feel that, you know, there's no point in me, you know, writing the book using a pseudonym, and then at the end of the day I go, you know, public, and you know, whatever I worked for just collapses at home.
Yeah.
So I needed their permission, which I got.
Good.
You know, they're not, you know, very happy about it, but they understand this is something I need to do. Because for me, I thought, okay, writing the book would be enough, and you know, at the end of the day you become involved and it's not enough, and you know, slowly but surely, you know, people start figuring out, but you wrote the book, you know. And they've, you know, I've been complimented so many times. It's inspirational, you know. I salute you for your efforts. Your kids are amazing, and I'm very grateful for that, because my kids turned out quite functional, regardless of what they were exposed to, and regardless of me being bitter from time to time. You know, my son, you know, what I actually, when we went for therapy, we had like a sort of couple therapy, myself and my son, just to get to understand him a little bit better. And he's very anti-therapy, because he always feels that, you know, they're going to try to trick him and catch him out, and, you know, that type of thing. And then he said to me, Mom, I'll go with you because it is for you. I don't want to be there, but I will go with you. And, you know, and that actually helped me understand him a little bit better as a child, when he saw all this fighting. And all he wanted was his parents to be together. He didn't understand the conflict and where it stemmed from. And, you know, growing up, he said to me, he always thought that he was adopted. If he didn't have a slight resemblance, you would have believed he was adopted, because he felt like he didn't fit in after all the efforts I put in there. And I realized I have done a lot of damage, you know, unconsciously.
And now is your ex-husband in his life?
Well, last year my son decided that he needs to get to know my ex-husband, or his father, a little bit better. He's never been part of their lives. And obviously after I told him this horrific story, he wanted to do his own investigation. And I wasn't very happy, but I knew that this was his life. It was something that he needed to do. This is his closure. And so yeah, he's made contact with his father. They've had a couple of conversations, which I wasn't very happy with, because they were sitting outside, you know, my driveway. And I told him, I don't want this man here. I've got an interdict. I'm going to have him locked up. Right. He's not supposed to be here. I don't want a rapist sitting in front of my door. He might be your father. He's still a rapist. So, you know, it was quite challenging for my son. And then I said to him, okay, what we will do is, if you want to see him, I'll drop you off and you can go and have coffee with him, and I'll pick you up a bit later. And then, you know, as time went by, you know, I came home one day and my daughter said to me, the car's parked outside, and I rushed home because I was so mad, because I felt betrayed. You know, my son is betraying me. I've asked you for 3 things and you have broken 2 of the rules. There's only 1 left. So I rushed home hoping to catch him there, and, you know, he'd already left. So I went into the room. I was so furious. And then my son said, but you're not giving me a chance to say. So I said, I don't want to hear anything. I've heard enough. And he said to me, you know, Mom, I said to him, I know what you did to my mother. So you need to apologize. And first he denied it, and eventually he admitted it. And that for me was like someone just punched me in my stomach. I couldn't believe it, that he actually admitted. But I haven't seen him again.
Wow. Does it make you upset to know that your son and his father, your ex-husband, are in contact?
They're not in contact as far as I'm concerned. I'm not asking a lot of questions anymore, because it just upsets me.
Yeah.
And I know this is his process, and I feel if he needs to tell me something, he will come to me and tell me. So yes, last year I was upset. This year I'm doing better.
Good. Good. Subi, thank you for sharing your story with us. Now, just before you go, what advice do you have for women who are watching this video who might be suffering from abuse, whether it be emotional or physical?
Well, you know, it's like I say, back then, resources weren't readily available. Now, you know, there's such a lot of help. You can even go to the police station, they have counseling available. My advice is don't sit and wait. You know, if you have emotional problems or physical abuse, mental abuse, spiritual abuse, you know, they go and say, I need help. Don't feel ashamed, don't be embarrassed, you are the victim. And it can only benefit you. The longer you wait, the more damage you will do to yourself. And look at mine, my price is post-traumatic stress disorder. And it's a lifetime thing. So, get up and do something before it's too late.